I want one of those Regals.
Rolling, so.
Oh, are we rolling?
Right.
What do I do with my hands? Welcome to Stuff and Things podcast. I'm Stuff.
And I'm Things.
That's awful. We can't use that.
Dude, we just did. That's
right.
going to include that.
That's in it now. All right. All right, Bobby. So what do we... He's actually Bobby. I'm actually Nathan. Welcome to the Stuff and Things inaugural episode now.
To clarify, Actual is my first name. Bobby is my middle name. Actually Bobby.
Yeah, actually Bobby. actual Nathan is my name.
Yes,
it's so weird. We share the same first name.
Probably why we came together for this wonderful podcast representing to you guys this evening.
Yeah, but we shared the same title of, well, similar titles. I'm Stuff and you're Things.
Absolutely.
I'm Stuff, actually Nathan.
I'm Stuff, actually Bobby.
No, you're Things.
Damn it. Okay. Anyway, let's move on from there.
Good start. Wow,
Yeah,
solid 10 out of 10.
I like it. Very professional. So that's what we do here. We produce professional content.
Oh, and totally.
Okay, so initially when we were talking about this, a small amount of backstory without boring you guys too much. We were going to be talking about a Wish top 10 list.
We might have to get back to that.
Yeah, I did like the top 10 list. However,
we had some technical issues. That one will never be seen by eyes. Yeah, unfortunately.
unless I get a little too buzzed one night, like,
you know what? Screw it. That one's going up.
Everybody.
The audio is terrible, but you know what? This sounds just fine.
So I've been known to do things of that nature. But we started talking about, like, well, what can we talk about? We both like video games.
Yeah.
So what games are you playing right now?
Games I'm playing right now. Let's see. I was playing Fallout 5, the one where you fight against the cult.
Okay.
That one's a lot of fun. What's the other one I've just been playing? Oh, you're right, producer Jason. It's Far Cry 5 that you fight against the cult. All right, well...
It tells you how much I know about Far Cry.
Yeah, no, Far Cry 5 where you're fighting against the cult. We were just talking about Fallout 76, so ignore that.
I heard that people had problems with Fallout 76.
Yeah, no, it had a lot of issues.
What was the big one before that?
The biggest one is not a lot of content. The game was buggy. People just didn't enjoy it generally. A lot of people were expecting a Fallout game. Have you played any of the Fallouts?
I have not. Was there a big... What's the biggest Fallout game? I feel like it came out recently and it got lots of rave reviews.
I would say Fallout New Vegas was probably the most popular, but Fallout 4 was a really popular
And
one.
then the Fallout
76 is a massively multiplayer online game.
Okay, that's
so
what it was.
that one is a lot of people had an issue with that because it wasn't a Fallout game, because it wasn't a single player adventure. It wasn't an RPG. So it was RPG by new terms, but
is that the one where it starts off in front of the mirror or something like that?
Uh-huh.
And then, like, if you stay in front of the mirror, you'll actually win the game. Someone found out later on. Like, you don't actually have to play the game.
I've not seen that.
Oh, I read this in, like, a Reddit forum. Like, you just stay there, and then after some time, like, you actually wind up winning the whole... Yeah.
Wow.
I don't know if it's true. Don't do what I'm saying right now, but
No.
someone told me that's actually the
Leave
case.
your console on. Let the game just play out. Put up a camera.
Because there's really no purpose, is what the point was. Like, if you stay here... Everything that's supposed to happen happens, and then you wind up winning the game anyway.
Oh, really?
I
love that.
I don't
idea.
know Fallout at all. So my understanding. So what was the one the massive online one? What was that one?
So Fallout 76, the biggest issues I heard was it was buggy. There not a ton of content. The entire game felt really empty. Was one of the biggest complaints.
Did that come out roughly the same time as Grand Theft Auto 5?
No, that was way after.
Was it?
GTA
Okay.
5.
Why would they rush to completion? Like change their format and rush to put it out? You think?
I think that they just wanted to do something that was more popular with the current sort of population.
Okay.
A lot of people wanted to. A lot of people really like that massively multiplayer thing. They get to play with their friends. Another really big thing is building stuff.
Okay.
So that was another big aspect in Fallout 4. You could build stuff in that game finally. So a lot of people wanted to, expand on that and build with their friends. So that's kind of, I think that was what they were trying to hit with that game. But the thing that they missed was making the game actually fun.
Yeah, what people recognize as Fallout was missing.
Yeah.
I just noticed, are you rocking no case on your cell phone?
I am now, yes.
How long have you been doing that for?
Since I switched jobs.
What's your thoughts? Because I'm horrified of not having a case on my phone. But it certainly takes away from the aesthetics of the phone.
It does. I personally think it's fine because if you have no case on your phone, it's smaller. It's a little bit more form factor. I just kind of figured, you know what? It's not going to have a chance of getting messy. It's not going to have a chance of dropping as much.
How does it not have a chance of dropping?
Well, at home definitely, but no. I mean, I had a big bulky case on it before, but I decided ultimately that it really. I didn't think it really needed it anymore.
So I've gotten, for the past 5 phones, I found this company on Amazon called Spigen, Spigen, and I always buy their case because I like slim, like low-profile cases that have, like good bumpers on them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that to make it to where you'd have to like fall and hit a corner or a point in order to actually affect it. And they're pretty low profile, but Neil deGrasse Tyson was on Joe Rogan, and he goes no case. And he says it makes him more conscious of his phone, like he's more paying more attention to what he's actually doing with his hands while he's holding his phone.
That's interesting.
But I mean, how much is a deductible for a cell phone insurance? A couple $100. So if you do drop your phone, it is a couple $100 mistake.
Yeah, it is. I mean, if you break your phone, sure. But
You're a rebel.
One of the things, though, I do like about no case is typically with cell phones, what you try to do is get the smaller bezels. You're trying to look for something with, more screen on the actual front of it. You throw a case on it, all of a sudden you're looking at less screen and more bezel. So it's all of those little factors that they try to include on your cell phone.
It's true.
Now start getting a little bit washed out because now you have a new bezel on your phone that's protecting it. So.
Yeah, fair enough. Like, I just caught me off guard, not to deviate too much, but okay. So we're going top 10 upcoming video games. So I'm a bit of a gamer. I have been playing, believe it or not, it's an older game. I want to get the new Borderlands game.
Oh, Borderlands 3?
Yes. Now, I played the first Borderlands. I absolutely loved it. Right? A producer doesn't like Borderlands, I guess. So, then I got Borderlands 2. Mm-hmm. Beat it. I'm currently running through the second time. They don't call it prestige mode, but essentially what it is. Like, you have tougher opponents, higher level. It's more difficult. There is this final level 50 boss that I didn't beat the first time around. I do the unlocks just because I need to get my level up. So I'm going through that a second time. And then I got the expansion for the second Borderlands, and now as soon as I beat both of those, I'm like, okay. I'm the kind of guy that if I get a game, I have to complete it before I move on. 100% of it. There can't be any undone side missions. I'm kind of OCD.
Completely opposite.
Really?
I'll start playing a game, I'll really enjoy it, I'll play it for a good long while, but then eventually I'll be like, ooh, something new, something shiny, and I'll go after that game instead.
That's so
I'll
funny.
just be like, and I'll eventually go back to that old game and hopefully actually beat it, or I'll get distracted again at something else, maybe doing some side quest or something. I'll get totally distracted, but then when I finally go back to the game, I'm kind of lost, so I almost want to start over in the game. It's really bad.
So, I mean, I have moved on to a game that I don't take as seriously. So, okay, so the 3 games I'm playing: Borderlands 2, run through it the second time, and I got this expansion that I got to beat. Then I'll get I haven't played Borderlands the pre-sequel, just I heard it's not good.
Oh, okay.
And I figured I'd rather play Borderlands 3 before I go back to the pre-sequel. I'm playing Forza 4 with a couple friends from work. I have Game Pass, and it's a cool racing game that they're all playing. And then I play PUBG. I default to PUBG every now and then. I just want to play a couple. It's fun. All my friends play it.
Yeah, the online games are an easy one to just kind of fall back into. So oftentimes I'll play my single player game for a while, and then some friends might be like, "Oh, you got to jump onto Overwatch or Paladins or something like that. And you have to join us on this one." And then I'll start playing that. I'll be like, "Oh, well, this is a lot of fun." And then when I'm just playing by myself, I'll go back to those games, and then I'll play those multiplayer games just by myself.
Have either of you, talking to our producer, even though it's probably a big no-no, have either of you guys ever played Cuphead?
I've seen video of that. But,
incredibly difficult. I got through 2% of the game. And I'm like, this is so hard. It's going to take me forever to get anywhere with it. All right, so top 10 upcoming games. Doom Eternal. Thoughts?
So I played the first reboot of the Doom series.
I played it as well.
I thought that one was awesome.
It was fun.
The only thing I didn't like is that you kind of felt like it was necessary to collect all the things. Because you wanted to get the new weapons and everything, but I don't know, maybe this is just me, but did that start feeling tedious after a while?
A little bit, and my biggest gripe with all the Doom games. So, okay, we're on the topic. Going a little back, so the first game that got me into gaming was Doom 2.
Old.
I'm old as shit. I'm old as shit. I'm 37 years old. So Doom 2 got me into gaming. We bought a used computer.
Yeah.
And the person that sold it to... It was when internet was like dial-up still. So the person that sold it to us had left the disc in the CD-ROM drive.
Oh, there you go.
So we got Doom 2. So me and my brother like, oh my god, this is incredible. Like, Doom 2? Like,
a real video game?
So then we went back and got Doom 1.
Yeah.
Then we moved on. The creators of Doom made Quake.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Then Quake made Team Fortress.
Yes.
And Team Fortress is where you actually lowered the quality of your graphics, so you'd have faster processing time, like over the internet, and we played that, and then we moved on to Counter-Strike.
Yep.
Which was an expansion of Half-Life, if I'm not mistaken.
I believe so, yeah.
So we got hooked on Counter-Strike, and we played that for years.
Yeah.
My brother much better than I was, but I was pretty good. And then so we've always Call of Duty we shifted from the computer as we got older to the console, just because it is easier.
Yeah.
Like I could sit back on the couch with the controller and play. Started playing Call of Duty, and then I'm on to Borderlands. He still plays Counter-Strike actually. So Doom holds a special place with me, but my problem with all the Doom and Quake games is they're so dark.
They are dark.
You have to crank up your brightness on everything. and I like to play like a pure game. I don't want to people to think I'm cheating. I want to leave the darkness settings where they're at, but it's so dark.
Yeah, because you want that kind of horror factor as well, because the games are supposed to be somewhat creepy. But no, I totally get that. Because I'm mostly a computer gamer, so when I'm playing on the computer, I adjust the game settings, but I'll also adjust the monitor settings just so I can have that maybe like a better image in a dark room or something like that. Increase the gamma.
Computer gamer.
Yeah.
So are you too young for LAN parties?
Oh no.
So you had LAN parties.
Oh, definitely.
So are you originally from Enumclaw?
Yeah.
Okay. So Bonnie Lake,
back
in the day, across from the movie theater, they used to have this place where you can go and you could rent computer time back in the day. Because not everyone could afford even a cable modem back then was hard to come by. T1 line was unheard of. You had to have some mucho bucks. So you go there and you'd rent computer time, and the main game everyone played was Counter-Strike.
Yeah.
And it was just a giant LAN party 24/7.
Well, that's awesome.
Not 24/7 actually, just during business hours. But still, it was a LAN party. But true story, there was this girl there. Her name was Casper. I have no idea. Shout out to Casper if you want to listen to this. She was pretty good. My brother was a killer. He was just so good. He'd come in there and he'd smash on everybody. They actually thought he was cheating. He went in there with a thumb drive or something and uploaded some kind of...
cheat, yeah.
He thought he was cheating, and they wound up booting him. He wasn't allowed back there anymore because he was just smashing on everybody. It was hilarious.
I recently, actually, a couple of friends got together and we played the original Halo for the computer. So we all hooked up, and, it was all over Wi-Fi, but we were all playing Halo together, and before this, I did a little bit of research into it, and I found this cheat for it. And I was like, it would just be funny. Just a couple of rounds, try out this cheat and everything, and oh man, was it fun. I started running this whole cheat thing where you just have unlimited grenades and you can just start chucking them. So
I never got into Halo. I don't know why. It was never up my alley. I like the more real army games were kind of what I was into. So everyone's been talking about this. The next one is the Cyberpunk 2077. And wasn't Keanu Reeves has something to do with this.
Yeah, he's going to be like the big guest star
Okay.
in the new 2077. The game looks like a lot of fun. I know a lot of people think it's made by the same people who made The Witcher. I don't know if you've ever played that one.
I saw the show on Netflix.
Oh, okay. Well, at least you kind of understand. I think the video game's lore is better than the show myself.
enough.
But the games itself has like some of the best story. A lot of people say some of the best story in a game that that's really ever existed. Just because you end up loving the characters, you love the actual the plot line that you're going through. It keeps you involved the entire time.
Okay.
So this is being made by the same people. So that's where there's so much anticipation for this one, because you have people are assuming you're going to have that same really capturing storyline to it. You're going to have a really capturing main character and that sort of thing. So
Do you ever feel like sometimes they get too big? Like Destiny was pretty big.
it was really big.
I had over like 900 hours in a Destiny. I love that
Yeah.
game. And between Destiny 1 and Destiny 2. But I feel like sometimes it's too big. I hope they can reel it in, because I mean it does look like a fun game.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna check that and Doom both out. Like, how can you not, right? But it is an investment nowadays. You're like $100 if you buy who wants to buy the half-ass package?
Yeah.
Like, here's a $50 one with just the game. None of the cool stuff, but you get to check out the game.
Yeah.
You're gonna spend the $100.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, if you want the full game, I've done like you get the 50% of the game or something.
You
like
wind
that.
up paying for it anyway.
And then you play it for a little while, and you're like, oh man, well I'm seeing these other people playing, and they have these cool guns and stuff. I want those things.
Yeah.
So you end up spending that extra money to actually.
I
get
learned
the stuff.
early, like, you just wind up paying for it. So, speaking of story real quick, you guys probably haven't heard of this, but you ever heard of Shadowrun? The original
yeah.
Shadowrun. So, Sega Genesis Shadowrun took place in Puyallup, Tacoma, and Seattle, if I'm not mistaken, were the three cities. And it was before the Matrix. This is when there was still dial-up modem. We had the Sega channel.
Yeah.
You could plug it in to your Sega Genesis and then hook up to the dial-up internet, and you could play like a bunch of different games. It was one of the first. It was awesome. But they had a game called Shadowrun, and it was before the Matrix, but you could jack into the Matrix. It wasn't called the Matrix, but you'd go to an ATM machine and you'd hack it and you'd bump into the cyber world.
Huh.
And in the cyber world, you can do all these things. In the real world, you can upgrade your arms to cyborg parts and stuff. But Shadowrun is my all-time favorite game. It has a story that it was the first game with a story that sucked me in. We're like, okay,
Yeah.
I got to complete this. So, sidetrack. If you ever find the original Shadowrun, I've almost bought it on Amazon 150 times. I probably just got to pull the trigger one of these times. Just okay, I got.
Oh yeah, going back to those old games, I still one of the games I played a lot of when I was a kid was. It's a weird one, but Oregon Trail 3.
Dude, I know exactly what you're talking about.
I played that game so much, and just recently I was
That's
trying
Oregon, not Oregon. Okay.
And I was trying to find this game again. I found people selling it on Amazon and on eBay, that sort of thing. But the issue that I actually found someone who had it for download on the website. I don't even know if it's pirating it anymore, because I'm sure that
emulators and stuff. It's
yeah, I don't even know what the stipulations are on that. But I tried downloading it and I tried running it, but it doesn't work on modern computers. So then I tried an emulator. It didn't work. It was one of my favorite games, so I'm still actually working on that to try to play the old Oregon Trail 3.
There's got to be a way to get it. We got to get it.
Yeah.
Next on the list, I've never played one of these games, but Final Fantasy VII Remake. You probably speak more to it than I can. I've never played.
I unfortunately don't have a ton of stuff. Producer Jason,
are you going to come on camera, Producer Jason?
Are you going to explain to us Final Fantasy VII? You're going to leave everyone just come on, this is such a cool game.
So apparently this is a remake.
Yeah.
All of you Final Fantasy fans out there, I really hope you enjoy it. The likelihood I'm going to jump on the Final, and I'm nothing against you all, but the likelihood I'm going to jump on the Final Fantasy bandwagon is slim to none at this point. Only because it's so much to take in, and there's only so much time in the day.
I've heard that there's there's so much content in the Final Fantasy world. There's movies. I think there's anime.
There was at the time, like super revolutionary, like animation, I guess,
Yeah.
Final Fantasy show. Nothing wrong with Final Fantasy. If y'all like it, like by all means enjoy it.
I've been interested, but it just feels like one of those things that it's way too much to
It's like
actually
Naruto. It's
Yeah.
like 500 episodes. You can't jump into this point.
It's so hard to actually jump into because there's so much there.
Yeah.
Producer Jason, you can jump on if you want to speak to all the Final Fantasy fans.
You gotta spin the other way, homie. All right. So, moving on. And I might have to read the description on this one just because do you know about Watch Dogs Legion?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you do?
Oh, yeah.
Go for it,
Watch
homie.
Dogs. Well, okay, so the original Watch Dogs was you were the hacker guy who's walking down the streets, and you have your cell phone, and you can look at someone, you can see the text that they're sending and everything like that.
You're Mr. Roboting people.
Yeah, exactly. So you're being able to see all their information, and basically what you're trying to do is just take down a government or an evil corporation. Man,
I can get on with that.
I forget.
Anyways,
Anyways, but
the same thing. Government, evil corporation.
the first one I do remember a lot of people having an issue with, just as far as it didn't meet the expectations, and a lot of games are going to be that way. They don't meet that expectation that you have because it isn't exactly what they expected. Because in the E3 demos and everything, it first of all showed these beautiful, mind-blowing graphics and everything. Game released, graphics weren't nearly the same what the E3 preview showed. As far as the gameplay and everything, I don't know if too many people... It was a fun game. It doesn't stick out huge in my mind, but I'm excited to see what this the new Watch Dogs
The photo,
looks like.
y'all can't see it.
They still can't see it.
I know. But, I mean, there's a pig head, robot, gas mask, skull. So, I mean, it looks kind of cool.
Yeah, just based off that picture.
Yeah. So, were you going to say anything else about Watch Dogs before we move on?
No.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I don't know much. I haven't seen this list.
Yeah.
And the next one, I can speak volumes to. All right. Animal Crossing New Horizons.
Okay. I've never played an Animal Crossing game, so take it away.
Nintendo GameCube, Animal Crossing. This is the bar. This is every other game. This is Animal Crossing. I love that game to death. I've downloaded it on emulators, and it's just not the same. Mm-hmm. So then I downloaded some Stranded Island game on Xbox Live that was supposed to like be as good as Animal Crossing. It's not. Animal Crossing is awesome. Everything Animal Crossing does is awesome.
Yeah.
Animal Crossing New Horizons is probably going to be awesome. I'm probably going to wind up buying a Nintendo Switch because I didn't know this is coming out. Just to have this game. Because my mom plays Animal Crossing. When she gets home from work, she kicks back at night. Then they play Animal Crossing. It's just fun. It's relaxing. It's cool. There's a lot of stuff you can do. It's never ending. And if anyone has Animal Crossing in the original... was it GameCube?
Yeah.
Buy an extra memory card and set that bitch to be 6 months further in the future and 6 hours or 12 hours later on your timeline, and then everything that takes you a whole year to get, you can just catch the train, ride right over, and you moved to the future 6 months and 12 hours. So if you're playing at night and you can't get anything cool because it's nighttime, just catch a train. And then you can get everything that's cool during the daytime.
So for everyone still playing on their GameCubes,
people do.
This is your hack.
People do. Animal Crossing is awesome.
I love that you're giving hacks for a game that for a game system that
I played when I was 20, 19, 20 years old, 18. Yeah.
Oh man, is that how old the GameCube is?
Yeah, it's pretty freaking old. Oh
yeah,
wow.
No, the Switch is a fun console because
do you have one?
Yeah, and it's just a lot of fun because you can either set it up on your TV and actually play it.
It's not 4K right?
Look at producer Jason.
So, like, the video quality of Nintendo has always been what's lacking, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, but who cares? The games are fun.
I agree with you. Like, I mean...
Like, does Animal Crossing have to have 4K?
Not at all.
Yeah, because the game doesn't have to look that way.
Yep.
But if I'm going to play Super Smash Bros. And beat absolutely everyone I know...
I do not like Super Smash Bros.
Oh, really? Oh, well.
That's
too bad.
difficult.
I was gonna suggest a competition. If you
I'll play
like that one.
I'll play.
Okay.
So it could be stuff and things. Stuff versus things. Anyway.
I think I was stuff and you were things.
Okay. Things versus stuff. So Marvel's Avengers.
Where we have to...
Do we have to talk about this?
I don't want to. Mostly because everything is Marvel Avengers. They have 13
You're overplaying
billion...
your hand, Marvel.
They are. There's a billion movies out there. There's a million comics, but I guess that's what really
That's
first
Marvel,
drew people in. But it's mostly the movies and how much content there's out there. It's just, to me, it feels like an oversaturation. To me, the video games...
I don't disagree.
I like this old Spider-Man games. I was always
old Batman game. Well, Batman's DC, I guess.
Yeah,
but yeah.
The Spider-Man games, only Marvel thing I did. The Batman games are awesome.
Yeah.
I would definitely recommend those to people, but they weren't necessarily superhero games. They felt more like detective kind of games. But that was just me. And so let's skip Marvel just for the sake that they're too heavy-handed. They've dealt their hand. We don't even need to give you. I don't even know what the game's about.
So The Last of Us. You ever played The Last of Us? This is Last of Us Part 2.
The Last of Us. Yes. Okay. The Last of Us. Once again, producer Jason, you can come over on this side.
Have you played The Last of Us, producer Jason? Producer Jason?
So what do you know about The Last of Us?
Absolutely nothing.
Really? Nothing?
No. Is it a horror game where you're running from people?
Yeah.
That's what I know
you know
about
what?
it.
Oh, I'm thinking of the other one. You're in the old asylum.
Okay.
Oh my goodness, that's not this game. The Last of Us.
So
you're thinking of
Outlast. That's what I'm thinking.
Yes.
of.
Okay.
You're right.
I was that's what I was thinking of too.
There's already one out. The Last of Us. Jason, you're gonna have to help out with this one because I can't even think of what. So The Last of Us, is that zombie horror game?
Last of Us fans, I hope you enjoy your new game. Okay. Here's another one we're gonna say the same thing about. Ghost of Tsushima.
This is anticipated?
Ghost of Tsushima fans.
Man, we knew all of these other games.
Halo Infinite.
I can get behind that. Just because I played all of the Halo games, I'm getting the Halo remastered as soon as it comes out on
I just
PC.
know about the Needler.
that's the only thing
the
you know.
extent of my Halo knowledge.
So
Master Chief?
Yeah, Master Chief.
Okay.
Elites, the Covenant, the Ring.
Okay.
Yeah, that was the Halo.
I know that there was a Matt Damon movie that had a halo floating in the sky that I think probably took a lot from the story. Can't remember what it was called, but rich people lived up there. Poor people lived
Ring
down
of
here.
Elysium.
He went up there in order to...
No. It was close to that, though.
Medical attention.
No, I think it was just called Elysium.
Elysium, yes.
Ring of Elysium.
That's kind
game.
That's Elysium is similar to like the Halo. Like there's differences, but I mean,
I guess just based off of the shape and the fact that people lived on it, yeah.
So Breath of the Wild 2.
This one I can get behind.
Oh, really?
Breath of the Wild. So that was one of the games that I was really excited about on the Switch. Breath of the Wild 1 is one of the best RPGs that I've actually played, just because it's so open. There's so much to do. You playing it, no one's actually going to just play the storyline because there's so much content that you can actually get into.
Okay.
And that game actually feels exciting to go explore. And that I haven't played that many games that actually makes it feel exciting to explore, because you go see and you're like, oh, it's a waterfall with goblins underneath it.
Do you think I'm gonna have to play the first one before I play the second one?
I don't know. I don't actually know much about the plot of the second one. I wouldn't think so. Most of the Legend of Zelda games you don't really have to know.
Oh, this is Zelda related?
Oh yeah, Breath of the Wild.
Okay, I had no idea.
Is Legend of Zelda? Yeah.
Okay.
So this one, yeah, you play as Link and you're trying to save the princess again. In general.
Last one. Let's go ahead and end here. Sorry about that, folks. The Elder Scrolls 6. I don't know nothing about nothing.
You've never played Skyrim?
No, never played Skyrim.
How have you? There, exactly, producer Jason. Mind blown. Skyrim is. How many do you play? Man, I'm at a loss for words. Skyrim is.
Is it a PC game?
Yeah, well, it's.
I don't play games on the PC.
It's literally on everything. I think you can actually even get it on your phone.
Yeah.
But what's that?
Elder Scrolls games are typically more PC game related because the first two were only PC.
Sure, Elder Scrolls, like he was saying, if the microphone's not picking up, he's saying that the PC, usually Elder Scrolls is PC related.
Fair
because the first few games did come out only on the PC. However, Morrowind was on the Xbox, I believe, and then Oblivion was on Xbox and PlayStation, and then obviously Skyrim is as well. It's one of the biggest games ever. In fact, even when the Switch came out in 2017, they re-released the game from what was it? 2011, 2012, something like that, when it was first released. It is such a big game.
So
that
I'm
is one
primarily a runner and gunner. Like, I like first-person shooters.
That's fair enough.
Now, unless it's your Animal Crossing. And then there's cute little animals that live in little houses and have to get jobs.
Now, what if you could get a gun in that game?
The bar was here, and now it's up here.
I need to
Everything else is down here.
Now I need to find you an Animal Crossing-esque game with guns.
You ever seen Pets, the animated movie?
No, I haven't.
Okay, Kevin Hart plays a psychotic bunny that wants to fight everything. So yes, if that was an Animal Crossing, I'd absolutely love it.
Okay, yeah, knives and guns in Animal Crossing. I bet you there's a mod for that. But yeah, I mean, you couldn't have an anticipated game list without putting Elder Scrolls 6 on that.
So it's gonna be big.
Because no, it's Elder Scrolls 6. I know you're flashing me 5, but
either way, it's gonna be big.
It's huge. It's huge. It's going to be an awesome game. One of the coolest things about it is I know that they're actually scanning 3D environments or scanning environments, putting it into 3D models and putting that into the game. So everything is going to look photorealistic because it is actually a photo.
Isn't that weird about PUBG that the graphics were like so scaled down, but people still loved it and flocked to it?
Oh yeah, it's crazy. But yeah, Elder Scrolls 6, definitely a game that I'm anticipating a lot. So
sweet. Should we end it there?
Yeah.
All right, everybody. I am Things.
I'm Stuff. Thank you for watching Stuff and Things, the show. What do I do with my hands?